Battle of Kabul that led to its sacking, the British gave up on their attempts to try and subjugate Afghanistan, which allowed Dost Muhammad Khan to return as ruler. Dost Muhammad Khan would spend most of his reign consolidating the parts of Afghanistan that were lost in the Afghan Civil War, which raged from 1793 to 1863. Dost Muhammad Khan would launch numerous campaigns after returning to rule in 1842, ruling only from Kabul, Ghazni, and other cities when he had returned. Dost Muhammad united most of the Afghan realm in his reign, securing the last major state, Herat, in the Herat campaign of 1862–63. Dost Muhammad died on June 9, 1863, a few weeks after his campaign to capture Herat. Dost Muhammad's successors would fight for the throne of Afghanistan, between Sher Ali Khan, Muhammad Afzal Khan, and Muhammad Azam Khan in the Afghan Civil War, 1863 to 1869. Sher Ali would win this civil war and would go on to rule the realm until in 1878, the British had returned in the Second Anglo-Afghan War, which was fought over perceived Russian influence in the region. Abdur Rahman Khan replaced Ayub Khan, who had succeeded Sher Ali Khan after his death in 1879. Britain would gain control of Afghanistan's foreign relations as part of the Treaty of Gandamak of 1879, making it an official British protected state. 114. In 1893, Amir Abdur Rahman signed an agreement in which the ethnic Pashtun and Baloch territories were divided by the Durand Line, which forms the modern-day border between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Shia-dominated Hazarajat and pagan Kafiristan remained politically independent until being conquered by Abdur Rahman Khan in 1891 to 1896. He was known as the Iron Emir for his features and his ruthless methods against tribes. 115. The Iron Emir viewed railway and telegraph lines coming from the Russian and British as Trojan horses, and therefore prevented railway development in Afghanistan. 116. He died in 1901, succeeded by his son, Habibullah Khan. How can a small power like Afghanistan, which is like a goat between these lions, Britain and Russia, or a grain of wheat between two strong millstones of the grinding mill, could stand in the midway of the stones without being ground to dust? Abdur Rahman Khan, the Iron Emir, in 1900, 117, 118. During the First World War, when Afghanistan was neutral, Habibullah Khan was met by officials of the Central Powers in the Niedermeyer-Hentig expedition to declare full independence from the United Kingdom, join them and attack British India, as part of the Hindu-German conspiracy. Their efforts to bring Afghanistan into the Central Powers failed, but it caused discontent among the population for keeping neutrality against the British. Habibullah was assassinated during a hunting trip in February 1919, and Amanullah Khan eventually assumed power. A staunch supporter of the 1915 to 1916 expeditions, Amanullah Khan provoked the Third Anglo-Afghan War, entering British India via the Khyber Pass. After the end of the Third Anglo-Afghan War and the signing of the Treaty of Rawalpindi on August 19, 1919, Emir Amanullah Khan declared the Emirate of Afghanistan a sovereign and fully independent state. He moved to end his country's traditional isolation by establishing diplomatic relations with the international community, particularly with the Soviet Union and the Weimar Republic of Germany. 120. 121. He proclaimed himself King of Afghanistan on June 9, 1926, when the Emirate of Afghanistan became the Kingdom of Afghanistan. Following a 1927–28 tour of Europe and Turkey, he introduced several reforms intended to modernize his nation. A key force behind these reforms was Mahmud Tarzi, an ardent supporter of the education of women. He fought for Article 68 of Afghanistan's 1923 constitution, which made elementary education compulsory. The institution of slavery was abolished in the Emirate of Afghanistan in 1923. 122. King Aminullah's wife, Queen Soraya, was an important figure during this period in the fight for women's education and against their oppression. 123. Some of the reforms that were put in place, such as the abolition of the traditional burqa for women and the opening of several coeducational schools, quickly alienated many tribal and religious leaders, and this led to the Afghan Civil War, 1928 to 1929. Faced with the overwhelming armed opposition, King Aminullah abdicated in January 1929, and soon after Kabul fell to Saccawist forces led by Habibullah Kalakani. 124. Prince Muhammad Nadir Shah, Aminullah's cousin, in turn defeated and killed Kalakani in October 1929, and was declared King Nadir Shah. 125. He abandoned the reforms of King Aminullah in favor of a more gradual approach to modernization, but was assassinated in 1933 by Abdul Khalik, a 15-year-old Hazara student who was an Aminullah loyalist. 126. Muhammad Zahir Shah, Nadir Shah's 19-year-old son, succeeded to the throne and reigned as king from 1933 to 1973. Modern history. Hotak dynasty. In 1709, Mirwais Hotak, a local Ghilzai tribal leader, successfully rebelled against the Safavids. He defeated Gurjan Khan and established his own kingdom. 93. Mirwais died of natural causes in 1715 and was succeeded by his brother Abdul Aziz, who was soon killed by Mirwais' son Mahmud for possibly planning to concede territories back to the Safavids. Mahmud led the Afghan army in 1722 to the Persian capital of Isfahan, captured the city after the Battle of Gholnabad and proclaimed himself king of Persia. 93. The Afghan dynasty was ousted from Persia by Nadir Shah after the 1729 Battle of Damghan. Fall of the Hotak dynasty. In 1738, Nadir Shah and his forces captured Kandahar in the Siege of Kandahar, the last Hotak stronghold, from Shah Hussein Hotak. Soon after, the Persian and Afghan forces invaded India. Nadir Shah had plundered Delhi, alongside his 16-year-old commander, Ahmad Shah Durrani, who had assisted him on these campaigns. Nadir Shah was assassinated in 1747, 94, 95. Rise of the Durrani Empire. Main articles: Durrani Empire and Ahmad Shah Durrani. After the death of Nadir Shah in 1747, Ahmad Shah Durrani had returned to Kandahar with a contingent of 4,000 Pashtuns. The Abdullas had unanimously accepted Ahmad Shah as their new leader. With his ascension in 1747, Ahmad Shah had led multiple campaigns against the Mughal Empire, Maratha Empire, and then receding Afsharid Empire. Ahmad Shah had captured Kabul and Peshawar from the Mughal-appointed governor, Nasir Khan. Ahmad Shah had then conquered Herat in 1750, and had also captured Kashmir in 1752, 96. Ahmad Shah had launched two campaigns into Khorasan, 1750 to 1751, and 1754 to 1755. 97. His first campaign had seen the siege of Mashhad, however he was forced to retreat after 4 months. In November 1750, he moved to siege Nishapur, however he was unable to capture the city and was forced to retreat in early 1751. Ahmad Shah returned in 1754, he captured Tun, and on July 23, he sieged Mashhad once again. Mashhad had fallen on December 2, however Shah Rukh was reappointed in 1755. He was forced to give up Torshi's, Bakars, Jam, Kaf, and Turbat-e-Haidari to the Afghans. Following this, Ahmad Shah had sieged Nishapur once again, and captured it. Objectives and invasions of India. Indian campaign of Ahmad Shah Durrani. Ahmad Shah invaded India 8 times during his reign. With the capture of Peshawar, Ahmad Shah had used this as a convenient striking point to lead his military campaigns into Punjab and India. Ahmad Shah had sought out multiple reasons for his invasions. Ahmad Shah saw Afghanistan in a dire state, and one that needed to expand and exploit a weak but rich neighboring country, which Ahmad Shah had capitalized on in multiple opportunities during his invasions of India. He sought the reasons needed to fill his treasury in a war-plunder conquest-based economy. 98. Ahmad Shah had launched his first invasion in 1748, crossing the Indus River. His armies sacked and absorbed Lahore into the Durrani realm. Ahmad Shah had met Mughal armies at the Battle of Manipur, 1748, where he was defeated and forced to retreat back to Afghanistan. 99. Ahmad Shah had returned the next year in 1749, where he had captured the area around Lahore and Punjab, presenting it as an Afghan victory for this campaign. Citation needed. From 1749 to 1767, Ahmad Shah would lead 6 more invasions, the most important being his 6th invasion, with the Third Battle of Panipat, which created a power vacuum in northern India. Halting Maratha expansion. Death of Ahmad Shah and his successors. Main articles: Timur Shah Durrani, Zaman Shah Durrani, Mahmud Shah Durrani, and Shah Shuja Durrani. Ahmad Shah Durrani had died in October 1772. What followed would be a civil war in succession, with his named successor, Timur Shah Durrani, succeeding him after the defeat of his brother, Suleiman Mirza. 100. Timur Shah Durrani ascended to the throne in November 1772, having defeated a coalition under Shah Wali Khan, the influential prime minister of the Durrani Empire, and Humayun Mirza. Timur Shah began his reign by consolidating power toward himself and people loyal to him, purging Durrani Sardars and influential tribal leaders in Kabul and Kandahar to bring support toward himself. Timur Shah's reforms also saw the capital of the Durrani Empire being shifted from Kandahar to Kabul, being able to cover the empire better as a base of ordination since it was essentially the heartland of the empire. This reform saw Kabul as the modern capital of Afghanistan today. Having consolidated power to himself, Timur Shah would fight multiple series of rebellions to consolidate and hold the empire apart. Timur Shah would also lead campaigns into Punjab against the Sikhs like his father did, however being more successful. Most prominent example of his battles during this campaign would be where Timur Shah led his forces under Zengi Khan Durrani, with over 18,000 men total of Afghan, Qizilbash, and Mongol cavalrymen, against